All right, this is one of the toughest videos I've had to do is find the biggest draft steals because there's so many, okay? So I've condensed it into 5 biggest draft steals here for you. So it's a mega episode here, deep dive into why I like these particular 5 as the biggest steals. Now, there could be bigger steals. There's other guys I like equally as much, but these are the 5 that jump out at me that are immense value and have massive breakout potential or could really, really produce on a high level for you. You don't have to pay that price. So 5 biggest draft steals for Fantasy Football 2022. Big episode right here, right now. And I want to let you guys know, if you have not done this yet, Showerline20 is the code. You need to write it down. Head on over to manscaped.com right now. Use that code. Treat yourself, guys. Listen, amazing products. I use the underwear all the time. Boxers 2.0, the trimmer. Keep your balls clean and fresh with skin-safe technology. The deodorant smells amazing. The body wash smells amazing. Go treat yourself to anything on the site. And on checkout, give yourself an additional 20% off with Showerline20, manscaped.com. Go try the boxers, try the trimmer, try the deodorant. Let me know, DM me how that works out for you guys. They've got amazing packages as well. Go treat yourself, guys. The packaging is amazing. The product's amazing. Showerline20 is the code you want to use to save 20%, manscaped.com. Go head on over there right now, all right? Let's dive into this. 5 biggest deals for Fantasy Football 2022. Let's go. All right, guys, we are talking 5 biggest deals for Fantasy Football 2022. Before I get into the show, we are in full draft season. Get the 16-round draft solution to smash your league mates and be light years ahead of the competition. If you have not got it, now is the time. Get it, guys. Use code TUBE20. That's TUBE20. Save yourself 20%, guys. Sleepers, breakouts, optimal players drafted in each round. A full mock draft laid out for you guys. Tips, tricks, everything you guys need. 16 rounds. I've linked it below. I've also got a new draft tool app. I've also linked that below as well. Get the app as well. This is going to be something you can open up during your draft, everybody, and help you as well. So there's about 250 players, the top 250 players, all laid out for you guys in detail with stats, information, all optimized for you as well. So I've got the 60-round draft solution and the draft tool now recently released, guys. And the draft tool is not a substitution for 16 rounds, and it is sold separately. So I'm telling you guys, get the 60-round draft solution, start there. And I'm telling you, that's all you need. But the draft tool is a bonus for people that want more. All right, guys? All linked here below. Now, let's dive into this. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, thumbs up. And in the comments below, let me know who your biggest, draft steal is. Love to hear your opinion. Now, you can call them Fantasy Football a sleeper. And again, I like to call them steals because they're amazing value, okay? Amazing, amazing. All right? So, first guy here. You're probably hearing a lot of buzz about him. I'm wearing the hat here. Just watched a preseason game yesterday. He didn't play. And that is probably to assume he's got the RB1 role. The guy I'm talking about is Dameon Pierce. This guy's a massive steal in drafts, okay? Now, prior to the season, I had the beat writer on, and we were talking, Aaron Wilson. We were talking. He was telling me that Marlon Mack is the starter, and there's a chance that Marlon Mack still could be the starter. But Marlon Mack sucks, okay? He played like crap in the preseason game. He lost his job to Jonathan Taylor. If he was that good, he would have started. They would have never drafted Jonathan Taylor. So obviously the Colts knew something, and they wanted something better. And that's what obviously the Texans want. And Davis Mills came out with a statement saying, people are sleeping on us. And you saw that preseason game, that beautiful touchdown pass to Nico Collins, who's also another draft steal. There's a bonus one for you. But they're all saying, we're sleeping on us. We're underrated. The media is not giving us attention. And it's true. The mainstream, fantasy football media and everyone else is just not giving the attention to the Texans. They're just not. And that goes for fantasy and reality as well for the Texans. In comes Dameon Pierce, who had that breakout, 5 attempts, 49 yards, 8.9 yards per carry type week, a week or two ago. So you're looking at a guy who's got that breakout potential. He's out of Florida. He was drafted in the 4th round. Marlon Mack, years to wow us, were not wowed. Dameon Pierce is currently sitting 40th on the Consensus ranking. His ADP is rising. Now, where do you draft him? This is a big question. So I want to explain this to you guys because this is very important. What happens, guys, is this. A lot of people are following the consensus, the consensus, and going, everyone's talking this zero RB, get wide receivers early. So what ends up happening is they end up going with their wide receivers early, and Dameon Pierce is sitting there. And all this media hype, right? Everyone's diving on the Dameon Pierce train, right? So what they're going to do, and this is what I heard. Some people DM me saying that he went fifth round in a lot of leagues. Fifth round. That is very early for a guy who is pretty much going either undrafted, unnoticed, or coming off after the 10th round or better. Now, my 16-round draft solution, I was aiming, rounds higher. I had him recommended at 10. I've got him up to 8 in my 16-round draft solution. If you haven't got it, get it below. But I'm recommending, guys, if you want him, you might have to go earlier and earlier to secure him because he can be that workhorse running back. Now, again, I'm trying to give you all the information that I know. And that is, when I was talking to Aaron, the beat writer, back when I did my Impact series a month and a half, 2 months ago, he says that the floor was low on Dameon. I was telling him, no, I really think Dameon could be that breakout because Marlon Mack's not that good. But now I think the tides are changing. Things are moving towards, Marlon Mack. Maybe Marlon Mack still gets the start, but Dameon Pierce is the better of the backs. Marlon Mack is just not that good. So again, the fact that Dameon Pierce didn't play in that preseason game, that's interesting, right? Maybe he has solidified that spot. But again, the takeaway here is that he's a steal either way because he could be that RB1 and you're getting him for immense value. Sitting 40th amongst running backs, guys, 40th amongst running backs. This guy could be an RB1, could absolutely break out. And the Texans did honestly improve their O-line. They drafted Kenyon Green, O-line at Texas A&M, 15th overall, round 1. They made some other improvements on their O-line. They even got a 6th-round pick, Austin. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. Deculus out of LSU. And again, they made those improvements. Davis Mills is finally in the groove. I'm excited about the Texans and their fantasy impact because it's underrated. It's a draft steal. Even Davis Mills is a draft steal. There's another bonus for you, okay? So, guys, what I'm saying here is that Dameon Pierce is a draft steal, but try not to let him get sniped in your drafts if you really want him, all right? That's what I'm saying. But immense deal, immense breakout potential. Love him this year. But always go robust. Get those secure running backs that have guaranteed that volume early. Then you can get your Dameon Pierce later on, okay? So that's the first draft steal. Love it, okay? Second draft steal here. You probably saw the hype videos. I posted a bunch of them on this big breakout run showing his immense speed and explosiveness is Breece Hall coming at number 2. I love Breece Hall. I've been talking about him. Breece Hall is going to be that guy. I think we're going to have this conversation later on during the season or next year when the consensus have him as a top 3, top 4, top 5 running back. We're going to have this conversation where, we told you Breece Hall, but he's out of everybody's top 10 except for mine. I slid him in the top 10 because I see him having a better year than James Conner. I see him having a better year than Nick Chubb. I see him having a better year than DeAndre Swift. I see him having a better year than Dalvin Cook. I see him having a better year than Austin Eckler. I see him having a better year than Alvin Kamara and Aaron Jones. I see him having a better year than all those guys. Why? Because the talent is there. The opportunity is there. Now, again, I went to the drawing board. I did the stats. I dove down, and I'm projecting a floor of 220 attempts as a floor. Carter had 147 last year. They weren't focused on running the ball. This year, there's a shift towards focusing. So understand Carter's volume is going to go down to around, let's say, at least cut that in half to like 50 to 75 attempts, okay? So 75 attempts right off the bat going to Breece Hall. There's over 120 plus attempts last year to bottom feeder running backs who aren't going to be getting the ball with Breece Hall there. So you factor in another 120, 130, 140 attempts right there. So you're looking at 200, 220 attempts in regards to volume for Breece Hall on a floor. And again, they're going to push for more of a run. So 220, 230, 240, right? Then you factor in his receptions. The coaches, I keep saying this, emphasize his big catch radius. They're going to be liking, throwing the ball to him. And he might get a good kickstart with Flacco, who doesn't run the ball a lot on his feet. Going to be throwing the ball to him and doing a lot of checkdowns for Breece Hall. It's going to be catching the ball. They're going to use him, guys. They've improved the O-line. They've got some receivers now, which is good. Elijah Moore takes a step up this year, I think. So they've got they've got the weapons. Offensively, they've got, improvements on the O-line, and Breece Hall has immense talent. Now, he is sitting 18th on the consensus rankings. Like I said, this guy is that top 10 upside. The talent is there. The explosiveness is there. And I think genuinely the volume will be there. So Breece Hall is an absolute steal in the 3rd round. Sometimes even falling to the 4th round. Some people are saying in their league, he's falling 6th, 7th round, depending on your league, right? So Breece Hall, guys, you definitely want to target him on your rosters, guys. Immense value, okay? I cannot emphasize this enough. third round. And I want to give you guys a quick example why I love him so much. I remember like 2 or 3 years ago when Le'Veon Bell went to remember this, guys? He went to the Jets, and everybody was saying Le'Veon Bell round one, Le'Veon Bell round one, Le'Veon Bell round one. I was like, no. Le'Veon Bell was a product of the offense. Le'Veon Bell was never a good or great running back at all. He wasn't even that good. I would give him average at best, okay? Why do I say that? Is because you look at the guys like D'Angelo Williams and James Conner, who are average running backs, did the same thing or similar, or even higher in some games than Le'Veon Bell did on the Steelers. They had those big games as well because that O-line was good. Antonio Brown was distracting the defenses in the secondary. Everybody was focused in keying in on the receivers. Big Ben had a good combination of airing the ball out and throwing and checking down and throwing to his running back. So you had a perfect storm there with the Steelers. So when he was acquired by the Jets years ago, everybody thought, the mainstream consensus were saying, draft Le'Veon Bell round one. I was like, no, the team sucks. The offense sucks and Le'Veon Bell sucks. And sure enough, he completely busted that year. Okay, I was right. So what I'm saying this year is that the offense is better with the Jets. Breece Hall is far superior talent-wise. I can tell you right now just by looking at them both, right? I can see the talent. Better running back, better situation, volume is there, and the best part is you don't have to spend a first round on it. You're getting Breece Hall in the third round. So if the consensus told you round one Le'Veon Bell years ago, why are they so hesitant? Like, I'm scared of Breece Hall round 3. Breece Hall is a steal, guys. I cannot emphasize it enough. Big time steal, Breece Hall. You're getting a workhorse running back in the third round as part of a robust RB strategy. I'm not saying go wide receiver, Breece Hall. No. You go robust RB, running back, and then get Breece Hall as your RB3. You're going to be very happy in your drafts. All right, guys? So, draft steal number 2. Draft steal number 3 is Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love Amon-Ra. Now, why do I love Amon-Ra St. Brown? Well, first and foremost, he's a wide receiver 1 on an accomplished, with an accomplished quarterback who's proven that he can get wide receivers to become fantasy relevant, Jared Goff. Finally in his groove, okay? And he's sitting 27th on the consensus ranking, which is absolutely crazy. Now, last year, Amon-Ra was like 70th on the consensus rankings, finished 21st amongst wide receivers. Statistically, 119 targets, 90 receptions, 912 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Nothing to get super excited about, but finishing 21st, finishing well above his average draft position, which was over 70 amongst wide receivers last year. And I told you to draft him last year because I saw the opportunity. He was the only wide receiver target there. Now, the only knock we're getting right now with Amon-Ra is they've drafted Jameson Williams, top prospect out of college. Obviously, he was banged up. He might not get started right at the beginning of the season. DeAndre Swift saying he's going to take a step up. Okay, that's fine. And Hawkinson, if he's healthy, he stays healthy, there's another target there. So there is other mouths to feed. But I genuinely feel, talent-wise, obviously, and rapport-wise with Jared Goff, that Amon-Ra is going to get a lot of volume. He is the primary target, and he is the focal point of that offense. I don't care about Swift. Swift split down the middle and peaked at 151 targets. I'm passing on Swift, and I'm going Amon-Ra in round 5 or beyond. Because, again, I think he's a steal. And I don't know if you saw this. There's a video that came out with him reciting all of the wide receivers that went ahead of him in last year's draft, right? Jamar Chase, all those other guys that went ahead of him. He remembers what university they're from and their names. And I think he was the 16th wide receiver off the board. So he rhymed off all of the other wide receivers that completely, some of them sucked, right? They didn't even do well last year. And he had a good year. So he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. So I like the hunger. I like the youth. I like the talent. I like the rapport. I like the situation. And I love the value. Again, this is a steal, guys. You're getting a wide receiver 1 without paying a wide receiver first round, second round, third round, fourth round. You're getting 5th round or beyond in a 12-person league. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Love it. Okay, guys? Number 4 here. This is a little bit boring, and the 5th one's going to be a little more exciting. But the 4th one is going to be a little boring here for you, but I still think it's a major steal here. The guy I'm talking about is Matty Ice, Matt Ryan. Okay? Now, here's the funny thing. Everybody's jumping on, Michael Pittman round 3. Okay, I get it. Michael Pittman could have himself a great year. He looked good in the first preseason game I was watching. Yards after catch looked good. He looked explosive after the catch. And they're sleeping on Matt Ryan. I don't get it. They love Pittman, but they're sleeping on Alec Pierce, who's a second-round pick, who is going to be starting. They're sleeping on Alec Pierce, who's another draft steal. There's another bonus for you guys. Hit a thumbs up for... Guys, let's get the thumbs up here on this video, right? I'm giving you guys a ton of value for free. Hit the thumbs up. Show your appreciation. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I'm living and breathing this so you guys win. My goal is that you guys win. So leave a thumbs up. It really helps. Okay, guys? I appreciate it. And get that 16-round draft switch if you want all the answers on a silver platter. So what I'm saying, Matt Ryan being slept on, saying 19th amongst quarterbacks, big time steal, a guy that throws a lot, was under a lot of pressure with the Falcons. I keep talking about this, guys. He was one of the most sacked quarterbacks, the guys under pressure, where he needs to work in the pocket. He needs time to throw that ball. Didn't have that with Atlanta. Atlanta sucked. Revival of his career. I know he's kind of in his twilight days, sunset, whatever you want to call it, years of his career, but he's in a position now, guys, where literally good O-line, great running back, good wide receivers. They brought the targets there, Jelani Woods as a sleeper tight end there for you. He's going to be a red zone target. They've got Pittman. They've got Alec Pierce. They've got Paris Campbell. If he stays healthy, I think he'll be a decent wide receiver. I think he sucks, but that's why I like Alec Pierce so much as value in drafts. But I'm telling you guys, I love this. And what I read was an article, someone shared it with me. They said, you know, Pittman's a star and Paris Campbell's a sleeper and Alec Pierce is a waiver wire. It's like, no, Alec Pierce should be on all your rosters, okay, by the way. But going back to Matt Ryan, he's a draft steal because he's literally going undrafted, and this guy's got he's got top 5 potential. The only reason I'm holding him out of my top 5 is because there's so many other good quarterbacks that run. And I explained this before in another video, right? You got Allen, you got Herbert, you got Mahomes, you got Lamar, you got Kyler. Barring any type of injury, they've kind of locked up those top 5 spots, right? You got Brady, you got Wilson, who could slide in the top 5. You got Aaron Rodgers. You got mobile quarterbacks that run and throw, right? So Matt Ryan may be limited, but where he's going to make that up is you know, a good ratio with touchdowns to interceptions, right? He's going to throw a lot of touchdowns. He's going to get up a lot of yardage. So Matt Ryan throws a lot. He still has that top 10 potential, but he's sitting 19th, a big time steal at quarterback. Does that make sense to you guys? All right. Last one here, guys, is Drake London. All right. Again, smash thumbs up, guys. Let me dive into this. Now, Drake London automatically gets the wide receiver 1 position because they don't have a wide receiver. Period. I don't want to know who's on the depth chart. I don't care. They don't matter. The only one that matters is Drake London. He was a first-round pick, 8th overall. Okay? This is a guy that's going to eat. And I understand Mariota runs a lot. And again, when I watched him in that first preseason game, I saw a lot of running going down. Is he going to be throwing? Is the volume going to be there? Yes, only because there's no other options there. They got Kyle Pitts, right? But someone's got to catch the ball. Drake London, ultra elite talent, the first wide receiver off the board. The Falcons know what they got when they drafted him. And if Ridley was here, he'd be a top first, second round pick, would he not? Yes, he would, because Calvin Ridley, the contributors have seen Ridley has that potential. Drake London has that potential. Like he, you know, if you look at him, watch his college film, he has that potential. Entering the NFL in a position where he's going to thrive. Now, I read a quote. I don't know the exact quote. Let me just see if I can pull it up here. I should have had this prepared, but sometimes, you know, it's fun to do stuff on the fly. So Roddy White let's see if it comes up on Drake London. Roddy White, if you guys don't remember, was an absolute fantasy stud. He says that, where was that quote here? Let me see if I can find it. Either way, Roddy White on Drake London says he'll shock. Anyway, he says they'll be shocked. He'll basically shock the Falcons. I don't know the exact quote, but Roddy White, high on Drake London, saying that he could win Rookie of the Year, whatever he quoted. I don't want to misquote the guy. But Roddy White, former wide receiver stud for the Falcons, big-time fantasy football stud. I had him on my teams years ago, is really high on Drake London. And again, I'm excited about Drake London. Are you excited about Drake London? That's a big question. Either way, he's a draft steal, and he's immense value. Okay, now you get a big question. Do I get Amon-Ra or Drake? You know, these guys are both coming off round 5 and 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, probably 5, 6 to 7, depending on your league. Now, I had Drake London sniped in a league of mine. I was very upset. It is what it is, okay? And he can get sniped on that 5, 6 turn, so you have to be careful. But either way, you're getting a wide receiver 1 with massive top 10 upside for absolutely free, okay? Bottom line, you're getting a wide, and this is why I say wait on wide receiver, go robust RB, okay? Tons of depth at wide receiver, from Darnell Mooney to Judy to Amon-Ra to Drake London, and on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Okay, you can get wide receiver 1s in the 7th, 8th round. It's crazy, all right? So those are your 5 draft steals: Dameon Pierce, Breece Hall, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Matt Ryan, and Drake London, guys, all right? Leave a thumbs up if you have found some value here, because it's making sense. Always remember to aim high on that depth chart, get the 16-round draft solution, and join the Discord group below, guys. Amazing community and chat right here below, all right? Thumbs up, subscribe, guys. I'm out.